Greetings, quiet warriors. Why is it that the more we try to matter to people, the more it feels like we disappear? We spend so much of our lives trying to be chosen, trying to be enough, hoping someone somewhere will understand what we carry inside. We explain ourselves, defend ourselves, constantly search for small signs that our presence makes a difference. And yet, the harder we try to be seen, the more it seems like we fade into the background. It's a quiet kind of heartbreak, isn't it? To give so much of your heart and still feel like the world walks past you. To speak, but feel unheard. To show up for people who barely notice you're there. It's not just loneliness, it feels like erasure. But here's the truth we rarely admit. Most people aren't overlooking you because you lack value. They're simply drowning in their own storms. Everyone you meet carries an invisible heaviness, fears they never mention, mistakes they're still running from, wounds they pretend don't hurt. Most don't even have the strength to fully face their own pain, let alone hold space for someone else's. And when you truly understand that, something shifts. The disappointment doesn't sting the same way. The silence doesn't feel like judgment. The lack of response doesn't feel like rejection. It feels real. It feels human. Because the moment you stop expecting the world to carry your emotions for you, you finally start carrying yourself. You begin giving yourself what you've been begging others to give you. Affection. Understanding. Validation. Peace. This is where Stoicism becomes more than philosophy. It becomes survival. It becomes clarity. It becomes freedom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't telling us to isolate our hearts, he was telling us to reclaim them. So today, on Stoic Quiet Strength, we're going to explore 8 brutal but liberating Stoic truths that will teach you how to stop depending on others for worth, how to let go of the need to be cared for, and how to find peace in your own silence. Because that's what quiet strength really is. Not the absence of emotion, but the presence of inner power. Let's begin. Number 1. The world owes you nothing. We grow up believing that if we are good, if we are kind, patient, supportive, life will repay us in equal measure. That people will meet our efforts with gratitude, our loyalty with loyalty, our sincerity with sincerity. And when that doesn't happen, we feel betrayed. We whisper to ourselves, after everything I've done, how could they treat me like this? But that sentence exposes the illusion. It reveals the hidden transaction we didn't realize we were making. We give with the quiet expectation of getting something back. We love in hopes of being loved. We support others expecting them to support us. We show up thinking someone will show up for us in return. But life isn't a ledger. People aren't obligated to respond the way we want. And reality is indifferent to our expectations. Seneca wrote, "Expecting gratitude is the mark of a foolish man." He understood that the more we rely on others to honor our emotional sacrifices, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment. Not because people are cruel, but because they're human. Human beings forget. They misunderstand. They get overwhelmed. They get distracted by their own suffering. They fail to recognize the weight of what we carry. The truth is harsh but freeing. No one owes you love. No one owes you loyalty. No one owes you fairness. Not your friends. Not your partner. Not your family. Not the world. And when you stop expecting life to repay you, something powerful happens. You stop being its victim. You stop taking neglect personally. You stop feeling like you're being punished. You stop interpreting life's silence as a message about your worth. You begin seeing clearly. Your effort, your discipline, your character, these are yours. Your value does not rise and fall with someone else's attention. Your worth is not defined by how others treat you. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Why? Because when you stop needing people to recognize your worth, you finally become untouchable. The world owes you nothing. And that is the beginning of inner freedom. Because if nothing is owed to you, then nothing can be taken from you. Number 2. People are too busy surviving their own storms. We often assume people ignore us because they don't care. They forget our messages, overlook our pain, disappear when we need them, and we take it personally. But most of the time, it has nothing to do with us. It's about the storms they're barely surviving. The friend who never checks in isn't heartless, they're overwhelmed. The parent who doesn't understand your emotions isn't cold, they're burdened by their own past. The person who stopped showing up isn't rejecting you, they're numbing their own suffering in silence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You should consider that every person you meet is fighting a hard battle." He didn't say that to make you judgmental. He said it to make you compassionate. Because once you realize how heavy other people's inner worlds are, you stop demanding so much from them. You stop needing constant reassurance. You stop interpreting their distance as a personal attack. You understand. Everyone is surviving something you can't see. Everyone is holding invisible fears. Fears of failure. Fears of loss. Fears of not being enough. Everyone carries regrets that still burn. Everyone hides disappointments they never talk about. Everyone has moments where they feel too weak to even breathe. And when you accept this truth, your heart softens. You shift from resentment to empathy. From frustration to understanding. From expectation to acceptance. Seneca wrote, "We are often more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." Most of your pain around being ignored isn't coming from the event, it's coming from your interpretation of it. You think, they don't care. But the Stoic understands. They're human. They're struggling. They're trying. This doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It doesn't mean you allow people to mistreat you. It doesn't mean you stay where you're not valued. It means you stop poisoning yourself with false narratives. You stop assuming rejection where there is only exhaustion. You stop demanding emotional energy from people who barely have enough for themselves. Because compassion isn't weakness. It's wisdom. And when you let go of the belief that people should always show up for you, you free yourself from disappointment. They're not ignoring you. They're fighting storms you'll never see. Number 3. Attention is not love. We live in a time where being noticed feels like the highest form of validation. Every notification, every like, every comment sends a quick rush through the body, a temporary sense that we matter. And slowly, without realizing it, we begin to confuse attention with affection, recognition with connection, visibility with value. But attention is not love. It's noise. It's fleeting. It's shallow. You can be surrounded by people who watch you, but not one of them may truly see you. Epictetus said, "Only the educated are free." He meant that freedom begins when you stop being chained to the opinions of others. When you stop letting outside approval determine your worth. Modern life is built to trap the mind in comparison. We see people celebrated for the same things we quietly struggle with. We see perfect pictures and assume they reflect perfect lives. We see applause and imagine it reflects genuine admiration. But most of what we call attention today is nothing more than momentary distraction. Someone scrolls past you, pauses for a second, taps a button, and moves on to the next face, the next story, the next highlight reel. It feels like connection, but it isn't. It's a digital echo, loud, but empty. Attention lands on you quickly, and leaves you just as quickly. It's not loyal. It's not deep. It's not rooted in who you are. Love, on the other hand, is quiet. It's not loud or performative. It doesn't announce itself. It shows up in support, honesty, consistency. It exists where no one else is watching. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know who you are." This is the essence of Stoic clarity. What does it matter if thousands notice you, but not one knows your heart? What does it matter if crowds applaud you, but you feel empty afterward? Attention fills the ego. Love fills the soul. And the ego is always hungry. It demands more. It never rests. It never feels satisfied. When you chase attention, you trade your peace for a momentary rush that disappears the second someone else shines brighter. But when you stop performing for approval, when you stop dancing for recognition, something powerful happens. You begin to live. You begin to choose actions because they align with your character, not your audience. You begin to speak because your truth matters, not because you want applause. You begin to value depth over visibility, meaning over metrics, integrity over impressions. Seneca warned, "He who seeks fame never finds peace." He understood that chasing attention is like trying to hold water. No matter how tightly you grip it, it slips through your fingers. So the next time you feel invisible, don't rush to be seen. Don't post to prove something. Don't chase validation like oxygen. Instead, build your character. Strengthen your discipline. Deal with your shadows. Follow your path. Because the person who no longer depends on attention has already unlocked a level of freedom most people spend their lives searching for. Attention fades. Character remains. Love grows quietly. And peace begins when you stop performing. Number 4. Peace begins when validation ends. From childhood, many of us were conditioned to earn our worth, through grades, through obedience, through performance, through proving ourselves. And that pattern follows us into adulthood. Suddenly, everything becomes an audition. We look for approval in every conversation. We search for reassurance in every relationship. We wait for someone else to tell us who we are. But validation, when you depend on it, becomes chains wrapped in compliments. It looks like affection, but it's control. It feels like support, but it's dependence. The moment your sense of worth comes from someone else's praise, they gain the power to take it away with their silence. And silence always comes. People get busy. People change. People forget. People stop clapping when they're no longer entertained. But what does that say about your value? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Epictetus said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He wasn't encouraging mediocrity, he was teaching emotional independence. He was saying, be willing to be misunderstood. Be willing to walk a path others don't approve of. Be willing to stand alone in your truth. Because when you stop depending on approval, you become unshakable. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, stop hoping for applause. Not because applause is evil, but because it is unreliable. Because it places your happiness in the hands of strangers. Because it forces you to measure yourself through mirrors rather than through your own conscience. Seneca wrote, "He who is contented with himself is rich." Not wealthy in possessions, but wealthy in self-command. Wealthy in inner stability. Wealthy in the ability to look in the mirror and recognize your own light without waiting for someone else to point it out. Validation feels good, but it is never enough. The more you consume it, the more you need. It's a hunger that grows instead of being satisfied. But when you detach from it, the noise falls away. You stop bending yourself to fit expectations. You stop shrinking to be liked. You stop pretending to be someone else's idea of good enough. You start living. Try something simple. Spend one day acting from integrity instead of insecurity. Do something kind and tell no one. Accomplish something meaningful and resist the urge to announce it. Make a decision without asking anyone for permission. You will feel something shift inside you, a strength, a groundedness, a quiet confidence. That is self-respect being born inside you. The approval you truly need is not external. It is internal. Peace begins where validation ends. And the moment you stop needing to be chosen, you become someone impossible to overlook. Number 5. Rejection is redirection. Rejection hits the most tender part of the human soul, the longing to belong, to be wanted, to be chosen. When someone walks away, when an opportunity slips through your fingers, when a connection ends without explanation, your first instinct is to wonder what's wrong with you. But rejection is rarely a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of direction. Seneca said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." He meant that obstacles aren't detours, they're guideposts. They show you where not to go, what not to cling to, who not to depend on. Rejection hurts because it disrupts our expectations. We imagined the future with someone. We expected loyalty. We believed something would unfold a certain way. But life doesn't follow your script. Life follows your growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." Meaning, the world shifts constantly, and our suffering comes from resisting that shift instead of understanding it. Think about the last time rejection shattered you. The job you didn't get. The person who disappeared. The friend who drifted away. The opportunity that closed. The door that slammed in your face. Looking back now, can you see what it created? Can you see how it shaped who you are? Can you see how it protected you from paths that weren't meant for your strength? Rejection doesn't take from your worth. It refines it. It doesn't punish you. It redirects you. The Stoics believe that nature is rational, that even painful events serve a purpose. They believe that when something leaves your life, it is because something else requires room to grow. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from events, but from our judgment of them." The rejection itself is momentary, the story you build around it is what torments you. Instead of thinking, "Why weren't we chosen?" ask, "What is this pointing me toward?" Instead of thinking, "What did I do wrong?" ask, "What did this protect me from?" Instead of thinking, "I wasn't enough," ask, "What version of me is this pushing me to become?" Rejection has never been the end. It is always the beginning of a path you wouldn't have walked on your own. Life doesn't reject you. Life steers you. Life shapes you. Life trains you. Every "no" that breaks your heart today is building the version of you that future opportunities will require. Rejection isn't loss. It is direction. It is correction. It is preparation. Number 6. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it is strength. People misunderstand emotional detachment. They think being calm means being uncaring. They assume self-control means you don't feel anything. They see silence and confuse it with indifference. But emotional detachment is not the absence of emotion. It is the mastery of emotion. It is the ability to stay centered while everything around you attempts to pull you out of yourself. In a world that glorifies reaction, quick anger, quick judgments, quick responses, the Stoic chooses stillness. He chooses to observe instead of explode. He chooses to respond instead of react. He chooses dignity over drama. Epictetus wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the foundation of emotional detachment, recognizing that your power lies in your response, not in the event. Detachment is not a wall, it is a shield. It protects your peace. It guards your clarity. It keeps your dignity intact. Marcus Aurelius ruled during plague, war, and betrayal, yet his private writings read like meditations. He studied his own anger. He questioned his own impulses. He watched his emotions rise and fall like waves, and chose not to drown in them. That is detachment. Not numbness. Not apathy. Control. When someone insults you, you feel the sting, but do not act from it. When someone disappoints you, you feel the ache, but do not spiral. When chaos erupts around you, you feel the pressure, but remain anchored. This is strength. This is mastery. This is quiet power. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most emotional pain doesn't come from the event, it comes from the story you attach to it. Detachment removes the story. It lets you see what is, not what your fear paints it to be. It lets you act with intention instead of desperation. It lets you keep your inner world calm even when the outer world is falling apart. Try this. The next time you feel triggered, pause. Take one full breath. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, release it. If it is, act from clarity, not chaos. Emotional detachment does not make your heart cold. It makes your mind steady. It makes your spirit grounded. It makes your reactions noble. A frozen heart is weak, it shuts down to survive. A calm heart is strong, it remains open without being destroyed. Detachment isn't distance. It is command. It is sovereignty over your inner world. It is the quiet strength your channel stands for. Number 7. Your worth is proven in solitude. Most people fear being alone, not because solitude is painful, but because silence exposes truths we spend our whole lives trying to outrun. When the noise fades, when distractions fall away, when there is no one left to impress or entertain, you're forced to face yourself, your thoughts, your doubts, your wounds, your deepest questions. And that terrifies many. Because without noise, they no longer know who they are. But solitude isn't emptiness. Solitude is revelation. Solitude is the gym where the soul grows strong. Marcus Aurelius spent countless nights alone in military tents, surrounded by uncertainty, sickness, betrayal, and the weight of an entire empire on his shoulders. And yet, it was in those quiet hours, not in the Senate, not on the battlefield, that he wrote the words that changed humanity. Alone, he discovered clarity. Alone, he confronted his fears. Alone, he found himself. He didn't fear solitude. He trained in it. Modern life has made solitude feel abnormal. We fill every second with scrolling, messaging, talking, noise, imagery, anything to avoid hearing our own thoughts. We chase distractions because they make our internal world feel less intimidating. But here's the truth. If you always run from silence, you will never truly meet yourself. And if you don't know yourself, you will always depend on others to tell you who you are. Epictetus said, if you want to be unstoppable, practice being alone. He understood that solitude builds a kind of confidence nothing else can. Because when you learn to rely on your own voice, you stop needing validation from others. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you no longer tolerate those who drain you. When you learn to sit with discomfort, you stop fearing abandonment. When you learn to love your own presence, the world's absence no longer breaks you. Solitude shows you your strength and your illusions. It reveals where you've been lying to yourself. It exposes the habits you hide behind. It brings buried emotions to the surface. It strips away performance and leaves only truth. That's why many avoid it. Not because solitude is empty, but because solitude is honest. Seneca wrote, "He who is never alone is never free." If you need constant company, you are not choosing relationships, you are avoiding yourself. If you need constant noise, you are not escaping boredom, you are escaping your inner world. But when you embrace solitude, something shifts. Your mind becomes sharper. Your emotions become quieter. Your self-respect becomes stronger. Your boundaries become clearer. Your path becomes visible. You realize that your worth was never supposed to come from applause, attention, or company. Your worth is measured by the strength you discover when you stand alone. So don't fear the quiet room. Don't fear the empty evening. Don't fear the spaces where no one checks on you, no one praises you, no one notices your effort. Those moments aren't punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to grow into someone who needs nothing from the world to feel whole. Because in solitude, you discover the truth. You are not alone. You are with yourself. And that is enough. Number 8. Care deeply, but expect nothing. The deepest form of strength is not shutting down your heart. It is loving without becoming imprisoned by your love. It is caring without clinging. It is giving without demanding. It is showing up fully while knowing that nothing in life, not people, not relationships, not moments, is guaranteed to stay. Most people don't love this way. They love with conditions, invisible contracts and quiet hopes of return. I will give, but only if you give back. I will stay, but only if you meet my needs. I will care, but only if you never hurt me. And when those conditions are broken, their love turns into resentment, disappointment, or bitterness. But the Stoic does not love transactionally. He loves from virtue, not from need. Epictetus wrote, "When you kiss your child, remind yourself that you are kissing a mortal." He wasn't encouraging coldness, he was teaching presence. He was saying, "Love fully, because nothing lasts forever. Don't demand permanence from what is meant to be momentary. Hold gently what life lends you." Marcus Aurelius practiced this same truth. He lost children, friends, generals, and companions, yet his writings overflow with compassion, not bitterness. He understood that everything in life is borrowed, and that gratitude is the only response worthy of a wise heart. When you expect nothing, love becomes lighter. You no longer feel betrayed when someone changes. You no longer feel wounded when someone can't reciprocate. You no longer feel abandoned when something ends. Because your peace was never placed in their hands to begin with. Caring deeply doesn't make you weak, clinging does. Expecting makes you fragile, accepting makes you strong. Needing makes you desperate, giving makes you free. Seneca wrote, "The wise man enjoys what he has, but does not grieve over what he lacks." This is the Stoic's way of loving. Be grateful for the moment, not attached to the outcome. Be present in the connection, not fearful of the ending. Be sincere in your affection, not dependent on their response. When you care without expectation, every kindness becomes a gift. Every connection becomes meaningful. Every moment becomes complete. Every love, no matter how short or imperfect, becomes enough. Love freely. Help sincerely. Give quietly. Expect nothing. And anything you receive becomes a blessing, not a requirement. Because the moment you stop needing the world to care for you, you begin caring for the world more wisely, more gently, more powerfully than ever before. This is the highest form of strength. This is the freedom of the Stoic heart. This is power in silence. So let's remember the truths we've uncovered, not as ideas to admire, but as paths to walk. The world owes you nothing. People are surviving battles you'll never see. Attention is only noise. Validation is a trap. Rejection is direction. Detachment is strength. Solitude is proof of worth. And love, the real kind, is freely given, never demanded. These truths are not punishments. They are invitations, invitations to build a life anchored in clarity, not chaos, in inner stability, not external approval. When you stop expecting the world to take responsibility for your joy, you become something rare. Someone who cannot be broken by silence. Someone who cannot be controlled by attention. Someone who cannot be defeated by rejection. Someone who carries their own worth wherever they go. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." And living begins the moment you stop waiting for others to give you what you can give yourself. This is what Stoic Quiet Strength stands for. Not noise. Not performance. Not approval. But inner power. Power born from acceptance. Power born from understanding. Power born from silence. So repeat this to yourself until it becomes the truth you walk in. I am becoming unshakable, day by day. And when the world forgets you, stand firm. When people overlook you, stay centered. When no one chooses you, choose yourself. Because strength doesn't come from being cared for. Strength comes from learning to care for yourself with wisdom, dignity, and calm. This is your quiet strength. This is your inner peace. This is your power in silence.